Alright, now we're not dealing with a million penalties. Let's try and push back and get our car. Ooh, vitamins. Always like to get me some vitamins. Oh, right. Don't we have like 8 containers of vitamins on us? Why was I even worried about wasting those? That's fine. It doesn't matter. We're here now. We go back to killing. But yeah, I would assume that meager supplies means less loot. Maybe that's what we do when this run we succeed or fails. We try some of those ones that are like winter's coming, those little one-off challenges. Because we did the really CDDA, and that was actually a lot of fun. And it's actually kind of a bummer that, you know, once you get past that first winter, like, the difficulty of it just drops. Because then you can do, like, all the proper prep by the time the next winter rolls around. That Project Zomboid is one of those games that, once you get established, you can survive forever. There isn't that much of an external stressor on you. Oh, Yo-Yo goes, now you don't have to focus and fight. I've been talking about the fishing book because you've been talking... You died because you couldn't find one. Yeah, so, the book I was having problems finding was the expert book. Do you remember which one it was? I couldn't find the expert tailoring book. And I know it exists, it's just... I've had really bad luck finding it in multiple runs. This run we didn't find it yet, and the one we died, it was trying to like go through houses just hoping on the off chance to find it after checking all the libraries, not here. But yeah, I wasn't fishing. Andy says, I just finished my break a fest. You got 100 zombies killed, or 1,000 zombies killed. Yeah. But I mean, we had like 2 days that were just meat grindered. Yep, it happens. Like, and we're only going to get faster and faster at killing stuff. Like, we're getting to the point now with this lead pipe where I'm one-shotting probably not quite 50-50 of the zombies, but getting close to that point. It'll just keep going up and up until, like, most of the weapons we will just keep one-shotting everything, and at which point we'll just race through entire hordes. Yeah, usually what ends up happening is we have really fast kill counts as we start getting set up, until a town starts getting low on zombie pop, at which point the kill count will start to stall out a lot. And the idea is it's just, we're trying to finish off the town, we're having to hunt for the zombies as opposed to them just swarming us constantly. Oh yeah, the metal bar has an appreciable amount of metallic chunk to it when you hit stuff. Let's see. Annie and Q says, I have a 4-day fast without eating or drinking any water. One meal to break fast is wonderful. You fast without drinking any water. Like the food I get. Like I get that kind of fasting, like where you basically cut out food into a big way. But like water sounds dangerous to be fasting from drinking water. Is there like what's the reasoning for fasting water, if you don't mind me asking? Like food I get. It's dry fast. Interesting. I've never heard of this before personally. But walked into that zombie. Alright, I get what it is now. I guess the question I have is the intention, the purpose, the reasoning, that kind of thing. Like, you know, it's like, is it like a religious thing, or like, and it's okay if you're like, I'm not comfortable answering that. Like, that sounds fine, but like, what's the motivation? Because not drinking water is potentially pretty dangerous. Like, genuinely, you shouldn't go, like, 3 days. So I am not a doctor, I think, but generally, the rule we have for survival is 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 minutes without air. But yeah, that sounds like a very dangerous way to lose weight. Like, and I'm no expert, but genuinely, you're probably risking significant dehydration not drinking water for 3 days. You probably want to actually consult a proper nutritionist on that kind of diet. Like, I don't know if you've heard of that, but that to me sounds super dangerous. Hey, little manic. Yep, we have got a whole bunch. Yeah, and if you don't drink water, you'll see, like, you'll lose weight very quickly, but it's deceptive, because the moment you drink water, it'll go right back, because it is water weight. That's the idea. There's no quick way to it. Yeah, they do teach you that you can live 3 days without water, but that doesn't mean it's good for you. You are risking severe dehydration. Like, my basic thing is, like, I would actually seek out professional medical help on how to on like what you should do for your nutrition. Especially with, like, and this isn't even talking about like that particular diet. Anytime you hear about like whatever the new diet is, whatever the fad diet is, like whatever it is, immediately take it with skepticism and seek out like an actual nutritionist for managing that stuff. Because like half those fad diets either A, have severe health concerns, or B, don't even work. So just be very careful. Like, you don't... Honestly, your body usually does a better job of losing weight long term by making sure you stay hydrated. Let's see. Yeah. Like I said, Andy, I am very dubious of the idea of a dry fast. I would 100% like I don't care where you read it. I would 100% consult like an actual nutritionist, like an actual fitness person, like not some bro at the gym or anything, like someone who that is what they do for a living. If you have that up to me, because I would be super skeptical of that diet plan. Like I would genuinely be concerned about health problems it can cause. And not just because, like, oh no, you got to adjust into it. It's like, well, no, denying your body water regularly is extremely dangerous. Dehydration is something you do not want to joke around with. Like, I would seek a medical professional for that kind of advice. Like, that diet legitimately scares me. And he says, yeah, it's crazy. The extreme dangers for normal people who drink. I don't think it's a normal people thing. Like, biology is biology. You need water to live. Like I said, like, we'll be switching off this topic here in a minute, just because one, this diet super concerns me. Yeah, so we're gonna drop the topic of that diet because I don't want anyone getting ideas, because that diet 100% scares me. But all I ask is that, please, if you have not talked to a medical professional or nutritionist or something about this diet, do so. Because this sounds like the kind of fad diet that you do for a while, you think, oh, everything's great, and then suddenly your kidneys shut down and you have to go to the hospital kind of thing. But yeah. Anyways, moving on. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Like, there's no shortcut, quick wins, anything like that when it comes to your health, unfortunately. It's do your stretches, eat healthy, get plenty of water, exercise, all that kind of stuff. It is the reality of it. It's not fun, but our bodies have spent a long time being evolved to work a certain way. You can't just short-circuit it, unfortunately. Take care of yourselves. Get enough sleep. Foxman says, to dial back on my previous question, the reason I ask is because the challenge looks interesting, but I couldn't quite figure out the specifics. Yeah, no, and unfortunately, I haven't done that challenge, so it's like, well, what do you know about this thing? It's like, I don't know, but it sounds interesting. Yeah, there's all sorts of different strategies. All I would recommend is for anyone, regardless, again, of any diet you're considering, it doesn't matter. It can be any name, any strategy, whatever. All I do is say, make sure you consult like someone who actually deals with like nutrition, health, and fitness for a living, like a proper credentialed professional, not some, not some bro who opened their gym. Like that kind of thing. That's all I would say. Don't go on, check the latest blog, check the latest trends, because half of that crap is terrible and we don't know about for 5-10 years, and by then people have already been severely messed up because they're just jumping on the fad train, because dieting is very difficult. It takes a lot of, what's the word I want to do? A lot of discipline to stick to whatever your exercise routine is and eat healthy and blah blah blah. It's very easy to fall off the wagon. So just make sure you're actually getting that kind of health advice from someone who actually knows what they're doing. And again, even if you have a buddy who's losing weight, they're being successful, and they've got their diet, unless they're like a credentialed medical or fitness professional, maybe, you know, ask them their source to go find said professional. I mean, I'll catch up with Chad in a moment, doing the whole, all the zombies. Alright, let me catch up with chat real fast. Alright. Yeah, and I know fasting is a strategy that can be done if you help. Like if you handle it, it's the not drinking water that's the thing that's like, eek, I don't know about that. So Foxman says, is there a way to load the game mode to see the settings? If you go to Sandbox, there's usually a drop down there that'll let you choose all the game modes. So you could check there. So you might be able to find, like, you know, like, if you go to Sandbox, you can just choose 6 months later. Oh, right, and pause. You can choose 6 months later, and then it'll just, you know, you can see what those settings are, that kind of thing. Yeah, metal bar ASMR, clang. Just ka-chunk, again, again, and again. There's a few dead bodies down here. And that's with the bodies already disappearing at this point. It's just, this is that bottleneck we get into where we keep getting zombies. And I believe we're getting zombies from the neighborhood, and there's a bar to the north. So it's just, we're getting a lot of zombies here specifically for some reason. Yeah, I found, like, Muldrow is the one city I spend the least time in. It's a city I do not care for the layout of the city. The population's pretty high. It's, like, a perfectly fine city. Like, if we're being objective, there's, like, it's not terrible or anything. It's just, of the cities, it's my least favorite. Just because, like, the layout, the zombie density, the loot, it's just not, it's not one of my happy towns. Like, honestly, that is one of the cities when it comes to clearing I'm not particularly looking forward to. Granted, I actually, like, while the zombie pop is high, it also is one of the easiest ones to make sure you cleared the whole thing, because it's basically 2 roads with some offshoots. So I can just hop on the main roads, keep clearing up and down them, and then that'll be like the whole town. There's like Riverside here, we do have enough stuff. Like to the south, I will have to like loop around the whole town to keep looking for it. Whereas Muldrow, it's just the 2 main roads, and then we just check like the 2 or 3 side roads, and you're done. West Point's gonna be absolutely awful, because that place is a grid. And then Louisville, ugh. Louisville's gonna be a disaster. Okay. Oh, it's still running. I figured it was stalled by now. Yep, Ekron is amazing. Like, the thing that's super nice about Ekron is it is roughly middle map of the west half of the map. It has gas, it has water, it has like a nice variety of stores and all that to it. Let's see. Ogo says, I'm trying to find a spot for my permanent base. There's a 2-story gas station in the north of Muldrow, near a stream that looks pretty promising. Yeah, like if you're near fresh water, awesome. Intersmirk, this problem will scale significantly for Louisville. Oh, yes, it will. I fully anticipate Louisville is going to be just meat grinding from that military checkpoint and just continuing to meat grinder the whole time, more and more and more. And let's see. You just want to be close to the water? That's fair. I agree. I like being close to the body of water just in case you don't get your rain barrels up or rain's not helping. NAQ says, if you want to clear the west of the map, Ekron is amazing. I agree. In my opinion, for these types of clearing rounds, Ekron makes sense for your primary base just because it's center, and there isn't another opportunity to get a center-ish place with gas and water. It's the only one that's exclusive. It's the only choice. Otherwise, you got to be on one of the extremes. NAQ says, the only thing that stops me from killing is getting queasy from corpses. Yeah, we actually had a pretty close call to death from, like, literally just corpses. Not even zombies, just corpses got us sick enough we were dying. But we managed to get out of it. NAQ says, if you want to take some area of Louisville, East West Point has a gas station and some storage. Yes. Yep. But we are saving like West Point and Louisville and the mall. That's towards the end of the run. Like we are kind of starting at the easiest town, working our way around. I mean, honestly, actually, now I think about it, just by the nature of going clockwise, with Riverside being the first town that we take, it's like one of the proper towns. We are kind of going in order by the density of the populations of the cities. Because we're going Riverside, Rosewood, March Ridge, Muldrow, West Point. And then we have, you know, the mall, Station Valley, all that crap. But I'm only talking about the major cities so far as that density consideration. Oh, get off the bodies. Thank you. Because we manage to stay off the bodies, we will gradually recover from being nauseous and sick and all that. I say as we immediately begin adding bodies. I've had a lot of people ask that. I don't believe so. I believe the gas mask is more cosmetic than anything. Like, it has insulation and all that kind of nonsense. And I believe it might offer some defensive abilities. I don't remember. It's been so long. Alright, Darstrider, you sleep well. And thank you again for tuning in. But I don't believe, like, the gas mask helps at all with like, the zombie nausea and all that. Or the nausea from the zombie corpses or whatever. If it does, I'd be pleasantly surprised, though. I mean, the easy way to test would be someone go to a gas mask, kill like 10 or so zombies, and get them all rotten in a nice pile, nice and ripe, and then just stand on it. If you get sick before the day's over, congratulations, it doesn't help. Alright, so it's getting dark. I don't have to fight in the dark again right away, so let's take it home. Let's see. Let me check, because I'm falling behind the chat again. Let's see. Tara says, I think it's a rumor, but it's not debunked. Yeah, like I was saying, it'd be an easy one to test if someone wanted to test. You just get a gas mask, find some carnage. It doesn't even have to be nearly as bad as this. Stand on it, wait and see if you get sick. If you get sick, it doesn't help. If you don't, then it probably is fine. Like, it probably helps. Britton says, multiplayer, one person has it, one person yeah, that'd be the best. That'd be the ideal, because you'd have your control group then, too. So I actually had to open the file map sand bin file, and it shows all loot set to 1. Is 1 rare? I don't know on the file format. I don't want to think 1 is rare, because just thinking about it, like rare is kind of in the middle. It's not on the top or the bottom. So yeah. Okay, you actually tried it, still got sick with the gas mask, then that would be enough evidence that, okay, gas mask doesn't help. Because like I said, I'd be very surprised if it does. Okay, I mean, that would still, like, we'd have to have a test of multiplayer, but that'd be something. Yep. Other Galaxy goes, what are you grinding for, Raul? So the current goal we have for our stream is to, quote-unquote, kill them all. That is ultimately the goal of this playthrough. So we are basically grinding to kill all of these zombies, because we have respawns turned off at the maximum possible zombie population the game supports. So yeah. Now that said, the reason I'm grinding in this specific direction that we just, like, we turned around now because we're heading back to our home and I'm driving slow so I don't flip my car. But is I do want to reach the Enigma bookstore. We've already got most of the books, but we're missing the expert tailoring book, and it would be nice to be able to snag that. I think I'm also missing like 1 magazine or something like that. Yeah, I'm missing an engineering magazine. I don't actually care about the engineering magazine, but you know, I want all the things to be full. So. Gotcha. On that point, because it's been a while since I've done it, thank you so much for everyone who's been tuning in, who's been lurking, chatting, following, subscribing, doing the bits, the hosts, the donos, the raids, and all of that good stuff. It all helps, and I really do appreciate it. I do hope you are enjoying the stream. Alright, we're still down to potatoes. How are we doing on our number of potatoes we have on us? Oh, we still got 8 potatoes. We're in great shape potato-wise. Then actually, I'm going to shovel this entire ice cream into our mouth because I'm trying to get our calories up so that way we keep not losing weight. Okay, so 2 is rare, so 1 would probably be what? Extremely rare? Very rare? Probably very rare. It's going to have us shovel another ice cream in our mouth. We're just I don't want to fall back into underweight, so I'm just trying to get ahead of this by just eating tons of ice cream. Well, that's not what you want to see. A bunch of zombies chilling about where you're trying to go to sleep. Gotcha. Cool. That's cool. I actually think extremely rare is, honestly, like, once you get adjusted to the game and you're doing decent at it, I think personally extremely rare is probably the most fun loot gets. Just because it does require you to actually go and look for things. Because otherwise, you kind of learn where stuff is, and you can pretty reliably get what you're looking for. You know, barring stuff like a sledgehammer and a couple other things that do end up being pretty rare. I saw you. Alright, let's see. We got our potatoes. That's all fine. Don't need to worry about that. That's all fine. Gonna kill a little bit of time so we know we wake up. Oh, we're actually probably gonna need to kill a lot of time. It's a shame we don't have a book to read. So that should be plenty for us to sleep and actually wake up at daytime.